Ciao ragazzi! Welcome everybody to episode 4 of the Motorsport Republica podcast. Boys, welcome.
Ciao, ciao.
Hello, gentlemen.
Bit of a Snoozefest last night, boys.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
yeah, missed a couple laps. I was looking at the back of the eyelids.
Big my boy Maxi though, he's back on top.
Oh, he's on top.
Actually, sorry, he's never left the top. I
Yeah,
should say.
that's true.
Very happy with that.
Head and shoulders above the rest.
Massive. So good, and never looked like losing it.
No. He's so good at the moment. Even Toto Wolff has come out and said he hates to admit it, but he's head and shoulders above everyone else.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So that's when you know you're the fastest in the world.
You give that guy a car that's a winnable car, and he's going to win the championship. Full stop.
Yeah,
Full stop.
may as well play off for second, third,
Yeah.
fourth.
100%.
How many championships is he going to win from now, you reckon?
We had actually touched on this last week. I think, yeah, it's looking good. Let's see how good the Red Bull is. They've just signed Adrian Newey up to a new deal, who is the master car designer.
Yeah.
So they're talking. Actually, the commentators touched on this last night. They're talking big tens of millions of dollar contracts he's got. So
Yeah, right.
even as
Yeah, I
much as
did
the
hear
drivers. So which is cool.
That's nuts.
He is the best of the best, and this new era of downforce. It's just he's the king of it. So
That's his bread and butter.
yeah,
I did enjoy towards the end there where Perez had the fastest lap and Max was on track limits warning. He
Yeah.
was going to get a 5
Yeah.
second penalty. Like, all right, Max, just take it easy. Continues to fire in the fastest lap of the race the next lap.
That's such world champion behavior, though.
Man.
it is.
You're just not going to lose anything.
But that's a guy who's at the top of his game who knows, I'll
Yeah.
keep this in between the lines, boys, don't stress.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe that. Was crazy.
Really
cool
loved
to
it.
see.
And even Martin Brundle, I think, said, or even Crofty said, they should trust him. He's the best of the best, so he can do what he wants.
Oh, of course. The feel he must have, all those guys, but when you're at the top like that, the feel you have for the car and everything around you, I couldn't imagine or start to begin to understand what it's like.
How good is that track with that last corner?
Oh, the best.
Oh, it's gone from the worst corner on the calendar to one of the best.
Yep.
Like they're taking that second last corner flat and then just lifting on the last corner. It was so good to see. Loved
It makes that whole track. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just two stop start. Two stop start that track. It's just it keeps it nice and flowing.
Yeah, definitely. I did enjoy seeing it.
Yeah, it was awesome. And
Yep.
it actually aided, even though we thought that the race wasn't probably one of the better ones. There was lots of passing at the end of that straight.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
DRS assisted. But, no, it definitely added to that. Imagine if that wasn't there.
Oh, it would have been even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get that, I guess. It just happens in all forms of motorsport. It's never going to be the most exciting thing every round either. So
Yeah.
And I think it shows just how good Max is. You know, like he's just head and shoulders above him. He can take a nap in pit lane and still fucking win.
Yeah.
He can just cover whatever anyone else is doing. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have to come in and pit. He can just wait for Hamilton to pit and then pit a lap after.
And he's so good on his tyres.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's just got... There's no weakness.
That's something that he's probably improved in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, because prior to that, he was pretty harsh on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you learn that, obviously, coming through the categories and stuff.
Yeah.
But my boy Lance Stroll qualifying and finishing 6th.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
well again. You're such an F1 extraordinaire, Tom.
Thank you. I try.
He's been on fire the last couple
Yeah.
of weeks with a few of the calls.
Yeah.
Well, I had some haters in the comments saying that he was only a wet weather expert and what's he done? And then boom, comes out, qualifies 6th, out qualifies Alonso, even though he had a bit of a damaged floor.
Mishap, yeah.
But yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah, still got to put it where you put it.
Definitely got talent, 100%.
Yeah, no, he raced really, really well. And he was briefly top 3 for a few laps there, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. I have to admit, Dan, well done, Hamilton, good pick.
Yeah.
They look good. They look really good. The Mercedes,
Yeah, didn't they?
looks really good. And it was interesting seeing Alonso fourth back through the field.
Yeah.
At the start, you never see that all year. So
In his home track.
probably his worst race of the year, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think prior to that, it was his 4th was his worst race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Still missed the consistency, though.
McLaren looking good.
Yeah, well, Orlando Norris 3rd. Oh,
Yeah.
such a shame the damage on the first or second corner of Hamilton.
Yeah,
His
typical
front wing.
Hamilton. Yeah. and anybody else would have got a puncture.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly
I
right.
know.
Kissed on the... yeah,
Oh,
we'll leave it at that.
What's that one, Daniel?
PG 13, mate.
Yeah, keep it PG.
I was watching it with my old man. I looked at him and I said, "Oh, they're not going to be able to get that tire off because I thought it would have damaged the rim."
Yeah.
And pit stop, boom, boom, straight off, straight on. So, but anyway,
It's amazing
can
how
only hope.
I feel like you can sneeze on a Formula One car and a front wing will fly off or something like
They've
that.
actually got stronger in the last few years.
Yeah,
I think they
okay.
made a change there because it used
Yeah.
to just fall into massive pieces every time it hit.
I
but-
remember watching a few years ago,
Yeah.
and it's like they'll just touch almost tires.
Yeah.
So someone get a puncture.
Yeah, it was cooked.
Yeah.
It was really bad back then.
At least it's a bit better now.
I think they have strengthened the front wings
Yeah.
from memory. I think the last couple of years.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Or even last week when we seen it with signs.
Yeah,
Typically, you'd lose more than that little portion he did off the side
Yeah.
there. But
yeah.
so, I mean, it's probably better for racing.
Yeah. And I think as well, it was probably a bit more of a snooze fest because I don't think there was a safety car. There was nothing to kind of get Lando Norris back into it as
There
well.
wasn't even a yellow flag.
Yeah, it was just
So
laps after laps.
can I point out as well, Verstappen first in P1, first in P2, first in P3, first in qualifying, first in the race, and fastest lap.
Oh,
It's the grand of sort of grand slams.
is that what they call it in the
Yeah.
F1 Grand Slam?
Yeah.
That's
And
insane.
led every lap as well.
Yeah.
He came into the pits and still came out first. So an utter
Yeah.
domination. And look, Perez had a nasty weekend. Obviously some bad luck as well, but yeah, I mean he should be finished second if the car was that good.
Yeah.
So
Well, he did well to come back
he did.
through the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as Russell, though.
Yeah, Russell started I think 11th or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, one spot in front of Perez,
Yeah.
I think. So, no, they did well. It's good to see that those upgrades that Merck rolled out actually worked.
It had potential to be a great race because every tyre compound was used,
Yeah.
soft, medium, and hards. But yeah, just when someone's leading by 30 seconds, it's always hard to get right into the race.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like George Russell's comments about reporting rain. It was just his sweat in the
Sweat,
helmet.
yeah, that was an interesting one.
That was funny. I haven't heard that one before.
I think we're all like pipped up a little bit.
yeah,
when
I
we
was
heard
like,
that.
oh,
here
shit,
we
yeah,
go.
there's gonna be some rain. Here we go.
Because Monaco was awesome raining on that one part of the track. As
Was
we
the
always talk
best.
about like Bathurst raining at the top
Yeah.
of the
Spa,
mountain.
so a bit like
yeah,
that as well.
such a long track. So
I know. It was very funny. A little bit of excitement.
yeah,
Something.
I like George Russell. I reckon he's cool.
Can't stand him.
Oh,
can't stand
really?
him.
Think he's a fucking sook.
Yeah, it's a flog.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
mind.
I agree with that, Tom.
Yeah, clip that one, Curtis, because that's a ridiculous statement.
Yeah, that's shocking.
He just seems like an F cool. Like
You're a Marquez. You're a Marquez lover. We understand. Okay, it's all good.
Makes sense. It's all adding
No,
up.
he's all seriousness. All seriousness.
Curtis,
No,
clip that one,
He
mate.
definitely has. He definitely has heaps of talent, and no, I don't mind him.
He just seems like the F1 type of look. Kind of got that F1
Pretty boy look,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty boy
Yeah.
look.
I like
Yeah.
that. Was it the hands out on his intro for the
Oh, yeah.
for the commercial?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're taking the piss out of that. That's funny.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I don't know. There's something about him that I'm not a massive rap for, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
It's because he's not Italian, probably.
There's no Italian drivers. We're not good enough.
It's amazing that actually there's none because we spoke about this 2 episodes ago.
I know.
That there has been 2 Italian world champions.
Which is
Yeah.
that is
Pack-
so
same
crazy.
as Australia. You think of like the categories going up junior wise through.
And they got Ferrari, like
I know,
the pedigree's
the
there.
biggest team in the it's just unbelievable. Too much passion.
Mm,
Too much passion.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah.
Not like the Germans where they're just like
Straight down the line.
straight down the line.
I reckon we get a petition to bring Giovinazzi back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was there last week. I think I saw him on the telecast.
Yeah, he was in, yeah, I saw him as well.
I think he's racing at Le Mans this weekend. Actually.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
think
good.
so.
Yeah,
Le Mans gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. There's like 8 different manufacturers this year in the hypercar category.
that'd be dope.
So you got
Who are
Ferrari, Cadillac, Toyota, Porsche, Peugeot.
That's cool.
Like it's awesome because the last few years have been just Toyota.
Yeah. And
Toy-
there was 1 year where there was only like 2 manufacturers. I think it was
Yeah.
like Toyota and maybe Audi.
Yeah.
or-
I mean, look, the last
Peugeot
2
or
years it
something.
was just Toyota, and the rest were like the privateer teams.
it's so
Like
ridiculous.
the privateer teams have nowhere near the amount of
Yeah.
resources.
Because they're just almost like F1 cars, those things.
Oh,
anyway.
they're so fast. But Toyota was still have won the first 3 rounds of the World Endurance Championship.
Yeah.
So they still look strong.
Yeah, right.
But that's a maximum of 6 hours, 24 hours, 4 times.
Yeah, Le Mans can throw up anything.
Oh, can throw up
Yeah.
anything. You have to have reliability for that long. So.
And like back, as we've seen back markers getting in the way, down
Yeah.
the back straight at 3 a.m. People are tired.
Yeah.
So much can go wrong. It's actually amazing that the engines just work for that long. They're just on
Yeah.
the limit. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Brilliant to see.
I'd love to go there and just have a good piss up for 24
Oh,
hours.
imagine
and
that
watch it.
camping and stuff. It
Yeah,
would be cool.
it'd be so
It'd be a
much
great
fun.
event.
That'd be good fun. Dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you actually could go there and spend the whole week there,
Yeah.
and you see a lot of action. There's like 4 practice sessions, qualifying, and then a whole 24-hour race.
It's so nuts.
It's not like when you go to like an F1 or a MotoGP. It's over a Friday, Saturday, and then a 40-minute race on Sunday for the
Yeah.
MotoGP.
Yeah.
It's like a whole week. You can
Yeah,
spend there.
that's true. And there's so many different cars you're watching. It's not just like the LMP1 cars. It's
Yeah, you got 3 different categories.
Yeah, you got all the GT
You got the hypercars,
cars, yeah.
LMP 2,
Yeah.
and then you got all the
like Porsches,
yeah,
Corvettes.
yeah, Corvettes, all the
Ferraris,
GT classes
yeah.
and stuff. So that's cool.
It's a great
I'm
event.
excited for it this weekend.
It's actually an underrated event, I reckon.
Again, it's just one of those things. It's not telecast in Australia, as we touched on with Supercross last week. I mean, I think you got to get like a Stan Sports subscription or something to watch it, or not even that. Like even something even.
Well, remember when we were trying to find it through lockdown?
Yeah.
I think we had to go through like the dodgiest site ever and give our
No,
credit card
no.
details.
This is what happened was we went through the dodgiest site, left the credit card there, and then realized we could have just gone on the MotoGP website
That's
and
right.
watched it. It was like $8 or something. It was like 4 in the morning by that point.
Yeah, it was shocking.
But it starts at midnight this year, and I reckon that's an hour later than usual.
Yeah,
I don't remember it starting at midnight.
Nah, I never did. It was either 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Are you saying, Tom, it's a pretty stacked field in terms of drivers?
Yeah, like, I mean, in terms of manufacturers, I mean, like, obviously there's heaps of different drivers there, but probably a lot that people don't know. The Toyota... Actually, I'll bring up the... So you got Cadillac Racing. They got 2 cars in the hypercar category. You got Earl Bamber, who's raced at Bathurst before.
Yeah, my boy.
Sebastian Bourdais.
IndyCar.
Yeah, Scott Dixon, IndyCar. And then a couple of guys, Alex Lynn, Richard Westbrook, and Renger Vandergaard, who I actually haven't never heard of. So then you got
Fisichello's in there, isn't he?
he should be in one of the Ferraris, yeah.
Yeah.
So Antonio Giovinazzi, your boy,
Blood Brothers, I heard.
he's Ferrari have a hypercar category, and he's in there.
Oh,
He's
man.
racing for him. So that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, sick.
So that's exciting.
Very, very exciting. Speaking of Ferrari, what happened on the weekend? Leclerc, nowhere.
Weird
Struggled.
one. Very weird. And they still haven't found
Yeah.
an issue with the car. So I don't get it. And he's struggled so much in the race. I've never actually, in the history, like the last few years, I don't remember that happening. Someone who's that good with a good car going so terribly on a weekend.
Yeah, well, I think for him, I've got it here.
He had no pace at all. Like no pace.
Yeah, no, he had nothing.
Nah.
That's the first time for him since Monaco 2019 that he hasn't made it past Q1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
wow.
he crashed in that because he was in the Sauber.
Yeah,
He crashed in the hairpin after the tunnel.
so it checks out. I mean, he's always doing something at Monaco that's messing him up.
Cursed.
Yeah.
Cursed, as we've said.
But yeah, just struggled all weekend. Just couldn't seem to hit it properly.
Yeah, Ferrari still just aren't quite there yet, are they?
No, they were beaten up by the Mercedes.
Yeah.
Absolutely beaten up.
Tack it almost.
Nakagami. We've got that trademark, by the way.
Just bullied.
We can't talk about Oliveira anymore, though. We've touched him in too much, pardon the pun. I wanted to talk about interesting rule change for F1s next year. They're banning tyre warmers.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so they haven't fully passed that law yet, but it's looking like they will. And it's going to be so interesting, them coming out of the pits on cold tyres.
What's the reasoning for that?
I think cost.
Okay.
They don't have to carry all these big tyre warmer things to every single race and stuff. So it's all about, like how much cargo they're carrying to every race, because all about that net zero, carbon neutral they're going for. So it's going to be interesting. I watched the F2 race before the F1s, and they have that rule.
Okay.
And they come out slow as hell for the first lap, and then they're on fresh tyres and they absolutely boogie. So you almost get past, and then you can repass again. So that actually adds a little element. But yeah, it's just interesting. No one's going to want to pit first.
No, God, no.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a battle of attrition, and then someone's going to pull the trigger, and then...
Yeah.
So it's going to be the balance of the tyres are going to go off, and then they're going to come out on cold tyres. Who's going to be the faster for that next lap until someone pits again? So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you'll find that'll be there. There'll be obviously a lot more mistakes and
Yeah.
more ambitious moves that are going to end in disaster for.
Well, that's why the drivers are protesting it, because I think there's going to be big accidents.
I don't blame them. They're probably right. But I did hear.
How do you feel about that, James?
Good for the fans.
I knew that was coming.
Good for the fans.
They're safe enough, those cars.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hit a wall at 300 k's an hour. They just bounce off it. Away we go.
It's definitely going to make it a lot more interesting. But I think, if I heard correctly, at the moment they can't warm the tyres fully anyway, or something like that. They can warm slicks to 70 degrees.
Yeah, they've lowered the temperature.
They lowered the temperature.
Yeah, so because they're preparing for...
Into 60, I think, was it? And then wets, obviously, no.
And they've just passed the new wets had to be warm for them to work, and they've just changed that whole compound, so now they can use the wets
without warmers
up.
Yeah, right.
Because that's going to be the big thing.
Yeah,
pitting for inters, coming out on cold inters on a wet track.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So
it's going to, and the opposite. It's raining, it's drying out. You're coming in for slicks, but you got to go out on cold slicks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that will be cool. That will be good to watch.
But I mean, at the end of the day, there's still going to be people going to be coming in early, because at one point you have to come in. So
I still
it's
think,
just probably a little bit later in the brackets.
I think it would still work in Verstappen's favour. I think he's just got so much talent to be able to drive around that anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
those people who are good with low grip, talented Lance Stroll, loves the low grip areas. But you look at the MotoGP. I know we've talked about Quartararo and everything, not good in the wet, but that's more of a confidence thing. But with the drivers, like there are some people who just can feel the road better than others, like Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, gods in the wet. So
that's where you see the cream rise to the top in the wet.
Hey, well done, you got one out. Didn't steal it this time.
Love it.
That's a fair call.
So that's going to be interesting. I'm really excited for that. We'll see if that gets passed or not. I don't know if that's going to improve the racing or not, but they have to try it. So
it'll definitely sort of throw things up with strategy as well.
Yeah.
In terms of not so much obviously average pit stop time, but taking into account that, like you said, that full lap you got to do to warm your tyres properly.
We talk about rule changes. I still would like a mandatory 2 pit stop race. So they have to come in for 2 pit stops. Personally, I'd really like that.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
It just really throws it up.
Yeah, it's definitely going to make it more interesting for us as the fans and the spectators.
And this day and age, people staying out and trying a one-stop strategy, I don't think has worked at all, like it did in the old days. Like no one stayed out for a one stop and actually improved their time. Like Perez used to be a king of that. He used to stay out in the tyres for a long, long time. But even he came in two stopped and had to on the weekend. So
yeah.
And I guess with just all that downforce as well, just destroys tyres, and it's just more and more wear.
Yeah,
really. Coming back to basics.
The other thing with coming out on those cold tyres, it depends on how hard you push them, because you also want to keep those tyres, in a nice heat window. So
yeah.
You want to bring them in slowly, because the wear pattern seems to be lower if you bring them in slowly. So
yeah, it's full on.
Yeah, so we've got big Italian fiesta this weekend with Mugello. Very excited.
Absolutely.
Big weekend of sport, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple of riders coming back.
Yes, Bastianini.
Unfortunately, Paul Espargaro will not be back.
Yeah, I saw that.
This week. So he's aiming for the next race or the one after.
He's still injured from Portimao.
Still injured from Portimao.
So him and Bastianini both got...
Yeah.
Jeez, there's something in that, surely. Both got seriously injured for that many weeks, both at the same track. Both in the first lap, or was Paul Espargaro in practice?
Bastianini was
sprint race.
No, sprint race.
Was it? Yeah.
Like third last corner, yeah.
Yeah, downhill.
Yeah, and going left.
Going left. And then, pole, high-sided, coming up over. So that right sort of kink, I think it was.
Gravel trap, too rough, I reckon. Something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But, shame to not have him back out on the bike, so speedy recovery, and hope he's back.
Yeah, 100%.
Next round. But, going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, Mugello is an interesting one coming up this year, because last year, I believe, was the first year we saw it without Rossi.
Yes.
And it was a lack of crowds.
Yeah.
I don't remember, guys, if you remember, but even the front straight grandstand wasn't full. A lot of the hills weren't full.
Yep.
That front turn, first corner, that massive hill was half empty. So it's going to be really interesting to see after Pecco Bagnaia won a title, if the fans are going to come out, or if it's just,
Because I mean, Jerez was full, packed to the rafters.
And same with Le Mans.
Yeah.
They had a massive one, but Mugello, which is almost the best weekend of the year. It's the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
It was half empty last year.
Yeah,
so
it was disappointing to
yeah.
see.
That will be very interesting to see.
I think you're right, though, with now having an Italian champion on an Italian bike.
I think so.
You would think that there's going to be a massive draw card there. Plus, you've got another Italian rookie, in a sense, with Bez coming through.
Yeah.
Marini's doing okay. Bastianini's coming back. Martin on the Ducati's doing really well. So hopefully that draw card brings the people in.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting one, though.
Can't wait.
I'm still very much anticipating Tom's call of no Yamaha in Q2.
Oh, yeah. That's not happening.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I reckon KTM are going to be strong. I just have that feeling this week.
Yeah, I've said it, I think, the last two episodes. There's going to be a few corners there where they're just going to carry that speed. And, again, I keep repeating myself, but brake later, they're going to have a pretty significant advantage around a pretty big portion of that track.
Yeah.
So, it'd be nice to see.
Directional change is important with Mugello.
Yeah.
Got a couple of fast chicanes.
That's why traditionally, crazy enough, Yamaha's been really strong. Lorenzo, Rossi. You look back at the previous results, there's a lot of Yamahas winning that race.
Lorenzo's he's won 5 or 6 there.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter, that track.
Yeah.
Because you got to be smooth.
Where is the Yamaha weak? Isn't it traction zones?
Look, besides everything, it's I think
what are they good at? Nothing.
Nothing at the moment. It's obviously top speed. And then I think coming out of a corner exit is not great either, laying that power down because
traction zones.
They've Fabio Quartararo's wanted more power, but that's obviously made the bike unstable. I think it's even made it unstable going in turns as well. So as I said, it's
you just can't just crank the engine. You got to change a lot of things.
Well, Ducati's dialed it in. They've kind of got braking, turning, and top speed.
Braking's amazing. You see the difference in the Ducati with the brakes as well.
Yeah, and they never used to be stable. In Rossi days,
couldn't turn it.
You could not.
No,
turn
they
it.
were just a bloody straight.
It was a boat.
Drag straight. Yeah,
it was a boat.
Drag strip.
Yeah. No, it'll be. I think we'll see a lot of that this weekend.
Yeah.
With the Ducati down the straight.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Aprilia's there or thereabouts with him.
Normally, I find someone chokes at Mugello as well. Pecco Bagnaia has binned it a few times. There's been some big moves that kind of happen. Marc Marquez has crashed a few times there as well.
Miller's crashed a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something with the big name riders. You're right.
Yeah.
Rossi's had a bit of bad luck there. Yeah. So a few of the boys have. So, it'll be interesting. I think if anyone's going to potentially go down that road, probably you'd have to almost pencil in Mark. Not for anything, but you'd probably pencil in either Marc Marquez or someone like Jorge Martin, who's on a good form.
Yeah.
And it pains me to say it because I really want him to do well this weekend. But, tuck the front end somewhere while he's got a comfortable lead.
I think you're right, though. He's going to be, for this weekend, win it or bin it.
Yeah, 100%.
He's either, just going to almost blitz everyone or crash trying.
Yeah. Which we sort of typically have come accustomed to the last, half a season he's raced.
Mm-hmm.
But, on the other hand, hopefully he continues that form.
Yeah, I know,
comes through strong.
Another good thing about that weekend as well is the Moto3 races. Just about as for just pure racing is probably as good as it gets.
It's up there with the race of the year.
Yeah, that track in Phillip Islands just creates, because the slipstream's so nuts, and you see the footage of 12 riders going into the first turn. It's amazing. I think one year they had 20 riders in the top group going for the lead, for almost the whole race.
It's the as you said, James, it is the best form of racing.
Yeah, there's nothing better.
No, absolutely not. Speaking of Mugello, we have a very, very special helmet that our viewers will be able to see through the camera. Tom, do you want to elaborate on that one?
Special thanks to a friend from the show, Damiano Garapoli.
Bravo, Damiano.
Thank you, Damiano. He's graciously donated this for our shows the last few weeks. So thank you, Damo. He's got a mad collection. Big Rossi fan.
Yeah.
So he's a good bloke.
I like the bloke.
Marquez, you'll never be Rossi. All right. Marquez, you will never be Rossi.
Well, Rossi went up against Marquez and couldn't hack it, so I don't know.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking Dorna's little fucking puppet over there.
Yeah,
Marquez.
put,
They were looking after
Put them
him.
on equal machinery in their prime. We'll see who fucking wins.
Well, Rossi had his own tyres for about 5 fucking years, so talk about that one.
Everyone should have jumped on board.
Yeah,
That's actually amazing that they did that, though. They gave a rider their own tyres. Like, has that ever been done before?
That's what happens when you're the best, mate.
yeah, but he helped develop them, so
Did he, or are you just making that up?
I don't know. It sounds right. It sounds right.
Wouldn't put it past him.
He was like, "Hey, I put the tread on this side and all that kind of stuff." You know,
What
he would have
did-
known what's up.
What did Marquez actually do?
For the sport, not much.
No, what? No, that's the thing. This is a great question.
What did he actually do to Rossi that's for him to be hated?
Because that what happened was that in fucking Malaysia,
Yeah.
when he complained about him getting kicked off. It wasn't a kick off. They knocked into each other and he fell.
But before that,
He wasn't hated as much after that. Before that,
No.
Before that, it started from Phillip Islands, the infamous race when Iannone hit the seagull. So Rossi's claims after that race was Marquez was holding up the pack and then pounced in the last couple of laps. And he said that was I think he said it was too dangerous. That's where it all started.
but at the end of the day, Rossi's never liked the young punk coming through.
No.
He is top dog
Yeah.
and always will see himself as top dog.
Well, yeah, he's got the ego of a 9-time world champion.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah, 100%.
Rightfully so.
But, Marc Marquez was that first person to really actually give it to him.
Yeah.
You had Hayden, Stoner, Lorenzo had a good crack and
Yep.
probably got under his skin the most out of all of them. But Marquez came through and won the title in his first year.
Yeah.
Then the next year he won 10 races in a row. And of course that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think he stuck
Yeah.
it to him properly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is, and I'll probably speak for most Rossi fans, is the fact that we didn't like seeing what Valentino would do to others, have done to him on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
But yeah, credit where it's due. He's a fantastic rider, but he'll never be Valentino. He'll
No.
never do what Rossi did for
There
the
will
sport.
never be another Valentino
No.
for the sport. And he's arguably probably the biggest motorsport figure of all time. Like he's
One
that
of.
huge. Yeah. But it did make amazing racing. We can all agree with that. The rivalry out of those two was incredible.
Brilliant.
It was just a shame maybe that he got valet later on in his career. Like
Yeah.
2013, like probably from when 2016 onwards, maybe 2017 definitely wasn't, looking like he was going to win a world title. I think everyone was just hoping, but that's what happens.
Yeah, 15 was his best shot.
Yeah, but Marquez is just a god and a superior rider, and that's all we have to say about that.
What year was Marquez's first MotoGP? Was it 2013?
2013.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, he has dominated the sport for 10 years. Just the last year or so he's struggled, obviously.
Yeah.
Ever since COVID,
Uh,
just hasn't put it together with injuries and stuff.
funny is that Hervé Ponchal came out a week or two ago and said 2020 Jerez, where he came back and broke his arm or whatever it was. That was the greatest ride he's ever seen. He said he's never seen anyone eclipse a field and made everyone look second rate like Marc Marquez, which he did.
Oh, yeah.
He
look dumb.
he made him look stupid, and then obviously had that injury. So
Yeah.
but it happens to the best of them. Mick Doohan, leg. Rossi has had massive injuries.
Leg as well.
So it does happen to the best of them. It's part of the sport.
It is.
So
Massive part of the
motorcycle
sport.
racing.
Yeah.
It's always going to happen. And how many times have we seen him crash and then just bounce back up and jump on the bike, or go to a second bike or whatever it is in free practice.
What's
But it's all gonna
his chances this weekend?
Nah, not great. Not great. Maybe a podium, but he always seems to crash at Mugello. So
Yeah, he's only had the one race win, I think.
yeah, 14
Yeah.
when he won 10 in a row. That was it.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, he had that good battle with Dovi and Petrucci.
Yeah.
But I think bar that, he hasn't been.
And Lorenzo, the year Rossi blew his engine.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He had a battle with Lorenzo.
You couldn't imagine someone winning 10 races in a row these days in modern MotoGP.
Oh, I know. That
Like, you
was
look back at that, unbelievable.
in his second year.
Yeah.
It's just nuts after winning it in his first year. And then the 11th race, he got second and Danny Pedrosa won. So it's still another Repsol Honda.
It's just like the Red Bull at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. But those rivalries is what makes it.
Yeah, it's what we watch it for.
Yeah, exactly. It makes such good entertainment. And that's probably another reason why the crowds were down last year. You know, there's not that big Marquez-Rossi rivalry as much as everyone, you know, most people don't like him. He draws crowds, you know, and he draws attention.
He
so.
definitely does. Did Marquez race it there last year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes and how the Honda goes this week. If anyone's going to put it up there, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
Mir's struggling.
I wouldn't be surprised if Marquez gets even a pole or a top 3 in qualifying. I just think for race pace, you know, those Ducatis, they're just another step above.
Yeah. But then again, no one really penciled him in for Phillip Island last year to do much.
Yeah.
And look what he did.
Yeah.
I brought it home second for a milestone podium of his or something like that.
Yeah.
So stranger things have happened.
That's true.
Yeah, I definitely see a second or third on the cards for him.
Yeah.
Again, sort of similar to Martin, as we touched on a bit earlier. It's either win it or bin it.
Yeah. That's how he's always been.
Yeah.
You know, it's not very Jorge Lorenzo-esque, where he's just on rails. But that's the exciting thing about it, and that's why, you know, we love MotoGP because of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can't wait for Mugello. We have to do a Republica trip there, I think, one year. And
Absolutely.
get there.
Yeah,
it's just
100%.
the atmosphere is. When Rossi was there, like, remember seeing the yellow haze. You know, I could hardly even see the track. It's the greatest. It's the holy grail.
I don't remember Mugello being on the same weekend as the Le Mans 24-hour either.
No, so with Mugello and MotoGP, it used to be France with Le Mans, obviously, MotoGP race, then Mugello, then Catalunya.
Yeah.
But Catalunya is now the last of the European races before they do the flyway. So doing it later on in the year. So I don't know why they've done that, but they've obviously changed it up with maybe the new Kazakhstan and Indian Grand Prix and all that.
Fit everything else in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of a shake up on the calendar this year. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Interesting.
Can't wait.
What
And
else? Sorry.
You
No.
go.
That's all right.
I was just going to say Pedro Acosta's prospects. Like, I think we might have touched on it last year. He's only just turned 19. And if we're talking about Marquez, he's probably maybe... I don't know if I can say the next Marquez, but who's that? But if
He hasn't dominated like Marquez did.
He's just up there, though. Like, last year, people forget he broke his femur, I think it was, which is a massive injury, and still won races. Came back and still won races, and now he's still up there. You know, he had that blip in Le Mans. I think he crashed. But if anyone's going to take it to all these new riders and be that next alien, it's going to be Pedro Acosta. And he's only 19. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, I definitely see Acosta being the next big thing. I don't see anyone else in the lower classes that's, you know, up there.
Nah, not
as
quite.
much. There's no domination. I mean, it's hard to dominate Moto3, full stop.
Yeah.
And did a good job of it last year.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing when you see talent coming through on if they're going to be that, you know, real championship status is the transition between Moto3 and Moto2 is so big.
Yeah,
and you
massive.
find a lot of riders just they can't hack it. Pedro Acosta went straight in there and was winning races.
It's a big difference, 250s to 600s. Is it 600 or 7?
254 strokes to 765.
765s, yeah.
Triumph engines.
It's a big difference.
It is, and it's just that right. For some reason, a lot of people can't gel with it. Albert Arenas is only kind of starting just to get there.
Dalla Porta's.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even there anymore.
Yeah.
He
I
got
think he
booted or
left.
something.
I think he's been dumped in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Dennis Foggia, he's
former
down in
Moto3 world champion. Della Porta. Yeah. Crazy.
Dennis Foggia, he's
Struggling.
struggling. Guevara,
Coming back from injury, though.
he is coming back from
Pretty
injury. That's a good
decent
point.
injury, so.
And I think he might be another big talent. I hope he is as well, like Stephen Guevara. But that's that big transition. It's Moto3 to Moto2. That's where you see, you know, guys like Pedro Acosta that can just jump straight on the bike. I think Alex Rins did really well. He had one season in Moto2, then went into MotoGP. I think Vinales might have done well as well. So, you know, you see those guys all race winners.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's definitely going to be a tough one to live up to. I think we might not see, that, like you said, that alien
Yeah.
for a long time.
And, Pedro Acosta is such hot property. Where does he go? Like, the market for MotoGP, which is all, it looks to starting the kick off Mugello, so Ducati is starting all their talks.
Surely you see him signing for Repsol. It's got to be the obvious choice,
Well,
isn't it?
KTM has to be the obvious choice. He's been on KTM his whole career. Red Bull.
But how do they fit him in?
How do they fit him in?
Yeah.
Husqvarna team
Yeah, there's been
talks.
Does he want
talks
that,
of
though?
that. Depends. If they give him a factory bike,
I think so.
you would have to. You would have to give him a factory bike. And KTM are just throwing money at that project as it is. There's talks of Marquez and Pedro Acosta on the same team. Marquez wants to get out.
Tough choice.
Lorenzo keeps saying that Marquez is going to go to Ducati.
Yeah.
Where, though? Where would he fit into the...
We'd probably just take Gia's spot.
But then is Marc Marquez going to go into the Cassini team?
I'll give him a factory bike.
Nah, I don't see that at all. No way. He'll want a factory bike, 100%. There's still going to be differences. Yes, it's a factory bike, but there's still differences in the team.
Of course.
Like the personnel, even like little things like traveling. How much nicer is it traveling with the big teams?
Upgrades.
But like those sort of things. I reckon I don't see him in a privateer team.
I don't think. I don't even think Honda would let him go early from their contract anyway.
Oh, they're pretty vicious. Remember Rossi?
They'll make him sit out.
Yeah.
They'll make him miss a year. They won't give a shit.
No, they're pretty bloody vicious.
Yeah.
So it's unless they can fix that bike, and make it more rideable just for everyone, not just him. It has to be for 1 year as well.
Do you guys remember the qualifying at Mugello last year?
No.
Yeah.
Ducati, Italian. Ducati, Italian. Ducati, Italian.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Gia pole.
Yep.
That's
Bezzecchi
right. Yeah.
second.
Yeah, Marini third.
And I think, was it...
Ducati top 5. Zarco and then Bagnaia 4th and 5th.
And then there was only one other... Was it one or two manufacturers in the top 8?
Yeah. Then you had Aprilia and Honda. Nakagami qualified 8th last year. What?
Fucking hell, give that man a trophy.
Jesus.
Where did he finish, though?
Crashed. Get it up. Come on.
Crashagami.
Takagami finished 8th.
Bullshit. He did not.
He did.
That's a typo.
He was 10 seconds behind the lead. He's my spokey for the top 10 this week. But Quartararo finished second, close second last year. I don't know. I don't remember that race.
Bagnaia sort of shot off, and then Quartararo made a pretty good comeback. He got past like Marini and Bezzecchi fairly easily.
Yeah.
They faded towards
What happened
the
to
end.
Miller last year? Finished 15th.
That's
Tyres?
his bogey track.
Right.
Mugello.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not too strong around.
So
there.
what's the tips, boys, for this week? I want a first, second, and third.
Oh,
Fuck.
I'm struggling for that. That's too hard.
Uh,
On for sprint or main race? How do you want to?
Go main race.
I'll go Martin, Bagnaia, Marquez.
Is that a fanboy or are you looking at it realistically? I'm being serious.
I'm being realistic.
Okay.
I'm being realistic. I think I think Martin is just gonna be a win it or bin it, and I think he's just gonna stay on and win it. I think he's showing form.
Yeah.
Bagnaia can't afford another mistake, so he'll take the points, and then Marquez I think he'll just put it together for that main race.
Okay.
Because that's my tip.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go Martin as well, purely on form. I think he'll win this very, very comfortably.
Wow, that's a massive call there,
Yeah.
Daniel.
I don't know,
Massive.
something about him. I like the way he rides,
Yeah.
and I think he'll start to hit that form again at an even higher level and really show what he's about. I'm gonna go Bastianini second.
Coming from injury,
Coming from
big
injury.
call.
that's massive.
Coming from injury, mindset. I don't know. Him and Martin for me are standouts in terms of the way they go about things.
Yeah.
And I think they both got that killer instinct, more so than pretty much anyone else at the moment in that pack, bar Marquez. So I'm going to go Bastianini back on the podium. First race back, And I'm going to go Marini third.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
It's a bit of a mix-up. I'm going to go Bagnaia to win.
Yep.
I'm going to go something a bit different. I'm going to go Vinales for second.
Another little tussle between them.
Now,
Yeah.
hang on. Is he going to get off the line? Because every time he could qualify pole and he's 8th, 10th, 12th coming into
It's a
the
long
first
run to
corner.
the first corner
It
as
is
well.
a long run.
Now, I've got confidence in that Vinales, and I think I'm going to go Marquez for third.
Fuck, that's big coming from you.
All right. So even if Vinales finishes fourth, I look good. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's always about Tommy's ego.
And we're still sticking no Yamaha in Q2.
What do you guys think?
I back that.
I'm here for
I
it.
see Quartararo like qualifying like 13th or something, but finishing like 7th.
Because it crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
good.
the only way.
Yeah, that's a...
But you know what's so unbelievable? There could be fucking 8 guys that could win this race.
Yeah.
And that's what is so good about MotoGP. Like, you think Bagnaia, you think even Alicia Spargo.
Yeah.
You think, like, both the VR46 boys have a chance.
Binder.
Binder.
Alex
Yeah.
Marquez.
Alex
Yeah.
Marquez on the Ducati. Like, Martin, you know. Like, there's so many different riders. Bastianini could come
Yeah.
out and have a fly. You just don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. It's completely different to Supers at the moment.
Yeah, Supers is a
Supers
bit
is
of
a
a
one-horse
snooze.
race,
It's a
mate.
snooze
But
fest.
Bautista, yeah.
Hat trick again.
Yeah.
He just
That
smashed
livery
it.
looked fucking sick.
How
though,
good did
that
the
yellow
yellow
one?
So he either wins or bins it.
He's just winning at the
Nah,
moment.
he's just winning.
Well, he's just winning, but
Nah,
he's only finished first or crashed all year, hasn't he? Is that
I
correct?
think he might have. Yeah, I think he's had one crash or two, maybe DNFs.
But he's
But
won every
otherwise,
single
he's won
race.
every
Yeah.
race. He's just on another level this year.
Speaking of supers, our correspondent, shout out to Joey Marinello, gave us a news that possibly Mark VDS is starting a World Superbike team with Iannone and Sam Lowe's.
Wow, that's cool.
Right.
That's breaking news. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah.
Your little gun.
Yeah, so Iannone back maybe into the paddock.
In the
with,
fold.
With Lowe's.
Talk about talent.
yeah.
Raw talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loves his modelling career, but too much, I reckon.
And doesn't he have a bit of work done?
Maybe.
That's fucking... Cast Joey, actually. Get some fucking...
Yeah, Joey, find that one out for us next, please.
He's had a fair
I'm
bit of
also
work
going to
done.
go Joel Kelso. Top 5.
Okay. Fuck.
Interesting.
This man is predictions.
Yeah. Just throwing that one out there.
So anyway, with Mark VDS as well, it'll be interesting to see if they're opening up just another World Superbike team and they keep, I don't know, their contract status with Moto2. They're going to pull out of that, keep that and have a
Surely
couple
not.
teams.
Probably
They've
have a couple teams.
yeah, they're a staple in Moto2.
They should have the backing, surely.
Yeah.
What would they run?
I don't know.
Aprilia? Makes sense with the ties with Iannone.
Yeah. True.
They're not in the Superbike paddock at the moment.
Yeah. Ducati.
Excuse my ignorance.
maybe.
So Aprilia have a team in World Superbikes?
No.
Yeah. That would be great.
Well, I think last time they were in, they had obviously Max Biaggi as well.
Yeah.
champion, So and they went out a little bit after that.
Mm.
So they haven't been
After he
since
cleaned
then.
up a few titles.
Yeah.
But yeah, Superbikes at the moment has nothing on GP.
Yeah, it's a bit boring.
It is a bit boring.
Bautista's just running away and way too comfortably. But yeah, no Aprilia. It's, Ducati, Kawasaki, Yamaha, BMW,
BMW.
and Honda.
Yeah, but Honda's like the Yamaha of World Superbikes. at the
Right, they
moment.
actually did okay.
Really?
BMW's more so.
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, Honda's not doing too bad. Viohay and Leclerc are showing their class as always.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There you go.
But yeah, when our correspondent,
Joey.
no, our other one.
Oh, this is probably more of a Tom thing about Dave, Isle of Man.
Dave Superbike Shaw.
Yeah.
We've had some issues. Dave got a bit drunk last night. he hasn't woke up yet, so we tried to get a live cross at Isle of Man, but that will happen next week. So for the 3rd week running, thank you for your patience. It is about 8 a.m. in the morning over there, and they're starting a bit later, so
They're not racing today.
not racing. So as much as we'd love to see Dave's head on the screen, we'll have to wait till next week for that. Is he going to be there next week?
I don't know.
All right.
I only found out my uncle was there like 3 hours ago, and it was Tom that told me. So
Anyway, we'll have a FaceTime regardless, and we'll clip it into the next week's
we'll
video.
get it going somehow.
Because it's one of the greatest events on the calendar in motorsport. So
Yeah, I was just watching some of the highlights today.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
Carl Cox Racing,
Carl Cook, he loves it.
he does.
He loves it. Another person that loves it that no one would believe is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's had.
Didn't he have a Moto3 team?
He had an AMA Superbike team.
Yeah, right.
And he's even ridden one of the Ducatis.
Yes, I've
Around
seen that.
Valencia.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy. You can see all the World Superbike, MotoGP guys all giddy about him being there. But he's a big motorcycle racing fan.
Right,
He loves
okay.
it. So
Yeah, I think he's a motorsport fan in general.
Yeah.
I think he might have a NASCAR team or something.
yeah,
like
I think
that.
you're right there. Which is weird, kind of weird.
Yeah, it
but
is weird. He's a big golf fan as well. Massive golf fan.
Yeah.
Has his own private golf course.
Well,
Yeah.
like-
And he only lets people that he likes play on it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, how boss is that?
That
Like,
is
Probably
boss.
people he can take money off.
yeah, he's a big
Yeah.
gambler.
Yeah, I've heard that. Apparently, it's like super intimidating playing him in golf.
What happened was he actually designed the course exactly how he plays. So he hits the driver like 230 or 240. So he designs this landing spot as 230, 240. So when professionals come and play, they hit it past and hit it into the rough. The classic. So yeah, that is the pinnacle of competitiveness. Is that man?
Oh, for sure. Like you just watch The Last Dance and then you can see.
Well, I watched anyway. Getting off topic and not talking about motorsport, I watched a documentary about Luke Longley, who was the Aussie centre for Chicago Bulls.
That was a good doco.
Great doco,
I haven't
and
seen that.
and he said like Jordan was just like the ultimate, like fucking didn't give an inch. You know, you did something wrong, he fucking told you.
That's why they were so successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when he came back from baseball, he just like the whole team was like all relaxed, cool, and then just exploded after he came back. So
That's
interesting.
nuts. That's so cool.
It is.
But yeah, him running the Ducati is the funniest thing ever. But
He's so big on the bike. I remember saying, yeah.
He's so big. I was watching footage as well the other day. It came up on Facebook, whatever, of Hamilton riding Rossi's Yamaha.
Yeah.
And like, I was pretty impressed on how quick he kind of looked as well. Like, they've just got racing in their blood. Like, it was just straight onto it, knee down, and just look,
I think he had a couple of days before as well, and he was working a bit with Morbidelli. I know the day before, definitely.
Yeah,
And I
okay.
think the day before that, they were on either R6s or R1s.
Right.
And then just progressing him up to
That's smart.
the race bike. But he's a massive motorbike fan.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of his own, like MV Agusta models.
Yeah, well.
So sort of following in the footsteps of the great
Imagine
Ayrton Senna
Imagine
with the Ducati.
hopping on a MotoGP bike. Like, it would be amazing. Like,
It
it would be
would
so
be-
much different to everything else.
So scary.
Yeah.
But I don't think for like anyone like us who have zero talent whatsoever, you can't, if you don't ride them in anger, they're just almost unrideable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I've heard anyway. So
Well, it's like a Formula One car, for example. You have to drive fast to get the downforce.
yeah,
As soon as you start driving slow, it's uncontrollable. So
Yeah, right on.
Dave Superbike Shaw would say his Ducati SP is close to a MotoGP bike. Wouldn't he? Wouldn't he, eh?
no comment.
I'd be more inclined to take a shot at the Moto 2 bike.
Same.
I reckon that'd be a stack of fun.
You've always
Yeah.
said that, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you could bring its neck out.
or
Well,
try to.
Try to.
Well, you're practically on
Well,
a similar
I've
engine.
got a Triumph 765.
Yeah.
So it is, but I think that would be the ultimate. You can buy them. Like I think I've sent a couple to you, Moto 3 and Moto 2 bikes you can buy,
Yeah.
but they're like 35 grand. But it would be so much fun.
Cool for a track bike.
Oh, fuck
You'd
yeah.
want to know what you're doing, though. Pull
Yeah.
one of them out on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be the kind of bloke to pull it out, though. Like, all
Yeah,
the gear,
yeah,
no
yeah.
idea. And just
Oh.
putt around in the slow group of
Yeah.
Phillip Island. Wouldn't give a shit.
Group C.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be getting waved off the
We're going
track.
to do that soon, by the way.
Track day.
Track day.
Shit,
Phillip
yeah.
Island.
Phillip Island.
Got to rebuild my bike, boys. Stop reminding me.
If anyone wants to... Are you selling your bike at the moment?
I'm selling a Ducati Monster,
Yeah,
so if
that's
anyone's interested in a 659 Ducati Monster,
ABS?
ABS, yeah,
Beautiful.
hit me up on Instagram. Yeah, the Brish.
Yeah.
Just give myself a plug.
Any girls watching, you can follow him as well, just for personal satisfaction.
I will leave you very, very dissatisfied with my services. I'll probably not message either because I'm way too scared.
Shit.
No, we're improving. I'm working on it.
Nervous laughter. Clip that one. Curtis, clip that one.
I was right at the photo shoot.
Yeah, you were very good in the photo shoot.
You were.
It's amazing what
apparel.
Now we are finalising the website this week as well. So if
Yeah.
anyone wants to jump on, we'll have links to our podcast, links to our merch.
Yeah.
More maybe some reviews of some products coming as well.
Yeah.
So we're building a brand here, guys. So not just gonna be one sort of singular thing. We're gonna come from all directions. So just motorsport fans for the motorsport fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. Designed and printed in Australia, which is cool
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So
Shout out to the Colour Cartel.
shout out to the Colour Cartel.
Yeah, Daniel from Colour Cartel helped us out heaps. So thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he's a man.
Yeah.
Beautiful, boys.
Yeah, that's it for today.
Done.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Mugello, go Vinales. So I look good, eh?
See you, boys.
See you, legends.